Good morning and welcome back to your weekend unboxing here on Gaming with ADHD, where today we're going to take a look at the Captain Picard Federation expansion for Star Trek Away Missions. Now, this is the first expansion after the initial four of the Federation, Borg, Klingon, and Romulans that came out when the game launched. This is the anyways, it's the second Federation expansion for the game, and is going to start allowing some changes in how you play the game, because now you actually have two different teams that you can choose from if you're a Federation player. Now, today we're just going to be taking a look at the contents of the package, and technically this is going to be sort of a second impression because the first time I recorded it did not work out so well. But I'm going to go through, give you kind of my thoughts on what you get out of the pack. We'll do kind of a quick review of the miniatures, and I'll let you know what I think of the contents that you get for this $25 expansion. Now, before we get started, do make sure you're subscribed to the channel. I do try to put out a few videos each week covering all sorts of tabletop content, whether it's board games, miniatures, role-playing, or anything in between. In addition, we do also participate in various live streams, some here on this channel, some with some of my friends around the YouTube community. So make sure you're subscribed. That way you get notified when any of those videos go live. In addition, I do have links down below if you'd like to help out the channel, where it's links to Amazon or DriveThruRPG, and they are affiliate links, but if you choose not to use them, that's perfectly fine as well. We're just happy to have you here and happy to have you watching our content. So with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and get started. So as you can see, you get 5 miniatures, and obviously clear right from the beginning who you're going to get. This does represent Captain Picard as a human and not one of the Borg that you actually get out of the starter set. And the miniatures are the typical style that you get from Star Trek Away Missions. So let's actually take a quick look at the miniatures first. So if you're not familiar with these miniatures, they're a very unique style. Let's get some focus here. All right, so first up, I've managed to grab Deanna Troi. Now, overall for these miniatures, there's something about them where in their, plastic, right out of the box look, they just look off. The heads are large, the hands, the equipment are much larger, even the feet. And then the torso is actually kept more in scale as to what it's supposed to be. So it gives them a very sort of chibi look to them, but what I found interesting when I painted up all of the other miniatures is once you get some paint on them, they actually end up looking really good. Now, this was an intentional design choice that a lot of people kind of question. Basically, they wanted you to be able to easily identify a figure when it's on the table, because with the size of the boards, if they went with standard 28 or 32 millimeter models, they found that they just looked really small. So it seems odd, but don't be too harsh on them. They definitely fit the role, the purpose that they were intended, to give you a good look, be able to identify the character and the equipment that they have. And like I said, for some reason, putting some paint on them, they end up looking great. So that's Deanna Troi. We then have Geordi LaForge. We've got an engineering kit and a phaser. Of course, he does have his iconic visor as well. Now, Geordi is the specialist in this set, and what that means is you can actually remove a specialist from one team and put it into the specialist slot on a different team. And in this case, that allows you to take Commander Shelby from the starter set, put Geordi in it, then you actually get a team with Geordi and Data together. So keep that in mind. All right. We then have Dr. LaForge with her medical kit and medical tricorder. Again, they look like the characters. We've got nice long hair, like the Doctor is known for. Um, you know, I mean, not too much else to say. Otherwise, it's a decent sculpt for the style. All right. We then have Wesley Crusher. Now, this one's kind of interesting because he is in a uniform, which you can tell just from the way it's sculpted, the grooves for the uniform, so that it looks like the uniform. But he has his portable force field generator, which was from like season 1 or season 2, where he's just wearing regular clothes. So it's a little odd there, but it's fine. The fact that he's in uniform and fits in a little bit better with the crew makes sense to me. But again, nice sculpt, looks good, a little bit different pose. And then finally, we've got Captain Picard. I'm going to call this the Make It So pose, because I've got to make it, phaser, uniform, bald head with a little bit of hair going around the side. So again, it looks like Captain Picard, and it should probably paint up pretty well. All right, so those are the figures. You're also going to get the cards for all the crew, which are honestly pretty I guess I should zoom out so that you can see these. They're pretty standard, so you get the 5 cards, plus you're going to get bonus tokens for completing missions. You're also going to get 2 missions. So you've got Strong-Willed. If you and your opponent have no cards left in your support deck at the end of the game, then you get 50 points. And Open Dialogue. If you have 5 or more negotiation mission cards in your scoring area at the end of the game, you get 30 points. So those are the 2 missions. That means that the Federation players with this set have a total of 4 different missions that they can choose from. Now, yes, I realize at the time of this recording, there are 2 more additional Federation sets for the original series, but we'll get those to a later date, so keep an eye out for that. All right. Now, this I actually think was nice. So, this, when I you would have seen me open this originally, but essentially it came with 2 separate decks. Now, in the starter set, you actually get a starter deck. So they prep one of the decks that's ready for you to play right out of the box. But with the Klingon and the Romulan set, they didn't. So it actually made it a little bit harder for those players to actually get started, because this is going to be about the size of the deck that you want to play with. But they're going to give you additional cards to mix and match in your deck and let you customize it on your own. So for our starter deck for this, we have Arbitration, Bury and Sweep, Convert Field Density, Emergency Evacuation, Intensive Negotiation, Live Together in Peace, Mutual Interests, Pacify, Position of Strength, Prepare Nanites, Sense Intent, Motive, Need, Third Party Arbitration. I like how all of the missions are kind of focused around episodes that these characters, were more prominent in. Different events, Ceasefire, Chief O'Brien, Mediation, Mind Over Matter, Picard's Challenge, Quick Retort, the Traveler, obviously, fits in with Wesley. Equipment, Captain's Log, Earl Grey Tea, and Hypo Spray. And then as far as your cards to expand into, we've got a new path. So score this card at the end of the game if Wesley Crusher is in play. Bonus, score 5 points for each Traveler card in your hand or the support deck. So again, Really nice. The thing I do like about these, the pictures are good. Typically with Star Trek games that I've had in the past, it's been very grainy. It's been very just bad images. And I have no idea why they've done that. But with these, they're very, very clean, nice and updated, and really, really present the game very well. And I appreciate that. So, all right. So, what do I think of this? Honestly, I just did a quick run through. I'm excited because it's going to be more Federation players. And it's going to be basically I get to finish off the Enterprise D bridge crew. If you've watched me talk about Star Trek in the past, Next Generation was my literal entry point into Star Trek. I'd seen some of the movies as a kid, but for what I remember and me becoming a fan of the property, Next Generation is where it was at. And so to be able to have all of the characters from the bridge crew is, kind of a big deal for me. Obviously, I need to get in, play some other games, try out some of the different strategies. But overall, it's pretty fun, and I'm excited to get some paint on these. So, let me know down below. Have you played with this team? What do you think of them? Any good strategies that you recommend for people that are going to be picking this up or have picked up the other Federation set? Let us know down in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. But with all that out of the way, thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you next time.